Hello everyone, my name is Neeraj Kumar. I'm a soft skills trainer as well as English language trainer. For last 11 years, I have been providing training on soft skills and English language training. So today I'm going to talk about communication skills. And if you talk about communication skills in these days, effective communication skills is considered as if the person is able to speak fluently in front of people effectively in English, then the person is considered to have good communication skills. So I am going to talk about English language. So I'm going to speak and give you 5 rules to learn English as a language. These 5 rules are really very easy. If you're going to follow these 5 rules, I'm 110% sure that you are going to get this knowledge of English speaking and you would be able to speak English in front of the people without any hesitation. Only you need to follow these all 5 rules. First rule is still very unique. It says never study grammar too much. It often comes in our mind that why we should not study grammar too much. Without grammar, English is nothing. Yes, it's not saying that you should not study grammar. It is saying that you should not study grammar too much. Why? Because whenever you study grammar too much, your focus goes into the complexity of the grammar. And once you go into the complexity of the grammar, then it slows down your language speaking ability. So when you are much more concerned about the grammar part, you will not be able to speak so freely. So do not study grammar too much. As much you study through which you can speak. So you should learn the basic parts of the grammar, which is really very useful for English speaking. That part you should know. Apart from that, don't go into the deep. For literature, you don't need to learn the core part of the grammar. Got it? The second rule. Second rule says study phrases, sentences, not the words. Usually what we do memorize vocab and we do think that after learning lots of vocabulary, we can speak English very fluently. No, that's a myth. Always try to learn the meaning of the particular word in particular sentence. How that word is pronounced and how that word is giving the meaning of that particular sentence. So always go to the meaning with the sentences also, not go to the words only. Okay, so always study sentences, phrases, not the words. Try to relate the word because each word has not equal, each word has different meaning in different sentences. So you need to relate the word with the sentence. Then you can memorize the sentence and you can recall the words. And the third rule says practice speaking. Practice speaking. Yes, you have to practice speaking. You have to go into the phase of childhood learning. You need to understand how child learns a particular language. How? Because a theory works there. If you are going to follow the theory to learn this particular language, this is also going to help you. Let me tell you how. How child learns a particular language. The first process of language learning for a child is listening. Child listens. The people around him or her, usually they interact with them, with those child, and they do listen first. How they are repeating their sentences, how they are just uttering particular words, particular sentences. They just do listen and then they do speak. So listening comes first, then they speak. They do repeat the things. Then you may have observed in the child like how they learn particular language in a home. They learn with this process of language learning. So the first is called listening, then speaking, then reading, and then writing. This is the simplest process of language learning. Similarly, if you have to learn English as a language, you have to go into the same phase. You have to listen first, what other person are speaking in front of you, the tone of other person, the accent of the other person, then voice modulation. You have to listen very clearly and then speak. Listening, then speaking, then reading, at last is writing. This is the language learning process of a child, and this is going to help you if you're going to apply in English language learning process. Okay, now we should move to the fourth rule. Fourth rule says always study correct material. Correct material means here that you should see what are the things in your surrounding from which you can imbibe the English language skills. what you are doing. You're doing WhatsApp, you're doing Facebook, you're doing Instagram. What kind of language you are putting there? If you're watching television, what kind of program you're watching? If you're writing certain content on WhatsApp, just sending SMS, sending messages to the people across the world, across your friends, your belongings, what you're doing, what kind of language you're putting there. Search out in your surrounding first what kind of material you are having. So it should start from yourself first. That if you're using WhatsApp, if you're using Facebook, if you're using Instagram, what kind of language you're putting there and what kind of language you're getting from there. Do not mix two languages together. The people are doing. They're speaking Hindi, or if they're speaking their own language, they're mixing English also. So they're just colliding these two languages and they're using it there. So this comes our practice. So you need to find out, you need to just segment what kind of correct language you can get from those things, and then you can learn these things. Yes guys, the fifth rule says submerge yourself completely into English. If you have to learn this language, you should go crazy towards it. And submerging means that only. Submerging means you are completely dedicated towards this particular language. If you have to feel that you have to speak English from morning to evening, day, night, it should always be English only. Whatever you should do in English. I should say you should walk English, you should talk English, you should sleep English, everywhere should be English. You should have a completely dedication towards English. I should say you should be going crazy towards English. If you're going crazy towards something, you're gonna achieve it. You may have heard somewhere else in love quotes, like people, when they go crazy on certain things, it becomes their desire. When you create the desire for learning the English language, it means you are submerging yourself towards English. So guys, these are the 5 rules which I spoke about. First was never study grammar too much. The second one was always study phrases, sentences, not the words. Third was practice speaking. We talked about speaking, not speaking. We talked about listening, speaking, reading and writing. That is a common practice that you should do. The fourth rule talked about you need to find out the correct material and you need to always study correct material. The fifth rule was talking about submerging yourself completely towards English language. Then only you can learn this language effectively. If you're going to follow these all 5 rules, I'm 110% sure you can get it and you can speak very well. So guys, that's it for today. We will meet again for new learning of languages, new learning of soft skills.